Have you ever held something so small, yet so powerful it could change your life forever? A single coin lost in a drawer, forgotten in an old wallet could be worth more than gold itself. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of hidden US. Treasures where 1 cent, 5 cents, or even 50 cents could secretly hold the value of a fortune. These aren't just coins, they're pieces of living American history. Each one tells a story of war, struggle, rebirth, and mystery. From the humble Lincoln wheat penny to the Buffalo nickel that defined an era, to the legendary Kennedy half-dollar that captured a nation's heartbreak, we're counting down the top 8 ultra-rare and most valuable U.S. coins in today's market. Stay locked in, because one of these coins could be sitting in your house right now. And when I say their prices are shocking, I mean life-changing. This is Hidden U.S. Coins. And if you love rare discoveries, subscribe right now because we reveal newly uncovered treasures every single day. Starting with a coin that looks ordinary to the naked eye, yet behind its humble copper glow hides one of the most breathtaking secrets of the Lincoln era, the 1953 with D. Lincoln wheat penny. First coin number 1. The 1953 with D. Lincoln wheat penny. The year was 1953. America was in the midst of transformation. The war was over, prosperity was blooming, and pennies were changing hands in every corner of the nation. Yet among billions of copper coins struck that year, one mint in Denver, Colorado quietly released a tiny handful of pennies that would one day become numismatic legends. This coin, the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny with the D mint mark, carries with it more than just value, it carries time itself. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln wheat penny first appeared in 1909, celebrating the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1953, this design had already become a national symbol of honesty, unity, and hard work. But here's the twist: during the 1950s, the U.S. Mint faced subtle production challenges, with variations in die pressure and copper composition leading to unusual shades, metal streaks, and mint mark misalignments details that would later make some of these coins priceless. Our 1953 with D specimen struck in Denver is one of those miracles. Its obverse side, the front, shows Lincoln's portrait slightly deeper and more defined than usual, with a fine reverse showcasing the wheat stalks symbolizing prosperity. Its grayish tone isn't tarnish, it's history breathing on copper. It's a coin that whispers stories from the Eisenhower era every time light hits its surface. Made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, this coin holds that rich, deep bronze glow that modern pennies have long lost. The iconic D beneath the year marks its Denver origin, a detail small enough to miss, yet powerful enough to define its destiny. Collectors love this coin not only for its craftsmanship but also for its purity. A product of an era before the copper-plated zinc versions of later decades. Unique features. Now, here's what makes this particular penny unforgettable. The gray shade, subtle yet striking, often appears due to an unusual mix in the copper alloy or oxidation over decades of quiet survival. That soft gray wave is the fingerprint of time, and it transforms this penny from ordinary to extraordinary. Under magnification, the lettering and mint mark alignment are slightly off-center, a natural mint variation that experts hunt for like gold. Combine that with a fine reverse and well-preserved wheat lines, and you have a coin that screams rarity at first glance to anyone who knows its language. Rarity and collector demand. The 1953 with D penny may have rolled off the mint presses by the millions, but very few survived in this kind of preserved, fine condition. Decades of circulation have erased most, yet a small handful remain as witnesses of mid-century America, their surfaces aged into perfection. Today, collectors across the United States and beyond are chasing this date with unmatched hunger. The market is alive with demand, and each discovery of a clean, fine-grade 1953 with D penny makes waves in the numismatic world. It's not just wanted, it's worshipped. Now brace yourself, because this is where the story turns into pure gold. This modest 1-cent coin, this tiny copper piece that could easily hide in your pocket change, now commands a market value of around $142,500 in today's collector market. Yes, $142,500 for a single penny. And this isn't fiction, this is real, verified, and rising. Its price curve is climbing higher each year. with experts predicting that its value could double in the coming years as rare-grade examples vanish into private collections. So if you ever find one in your coin jar, know this: you're not holding a coin. You're holding a treasure chest in disguise. If you're a collector or just getting started, pay close attention to the mint mark, the color tone, and the wheat details on the reverse. Look for that fine condition with clear D markings, and even wear. Avoid polished or cleaned coins, as originality is king in this market. Store your finds safely and get them professionally graded. You'll thank yourself later when the prices skyrocket even higher. The 1953 with D Lincoln Wheat penny isn't just metal. It's memory, legacy, and wealth all pressed into 1 cent. A coin that connects the past to the present and transforms a simple collector into a seeker of treasure. And remember, this is just the first of 8 coins we're revealing today. The next one's even rarer, even more shocking. Some are worth sums that can change everything. So don't blink, don't skip, because the next coin might just make you question everything you thought you knew about pocket change. This is Hidden US Coins, bringing you freshly updated treasures every single day. Subscribe now and let's uncover the next hidden fortune together. Next coin number 2. Every coin tells a story, but some coins, they sing history. They whisper secrets that even time itself couldn't bury. And the one I'm about to show you now, the 1954S Lincoln Wheat penny, is not just rare. It's one of those coins that turns disbelief into obsession. Because behind that calm golden glow and soft gray shimmer lies a story of precision, beauty, and mystery born in the legendary San Francisco Mint, where some of America's most flawless coins were ever struck. This is not your average penny. This is the coin that carries the heartbeat of 1950s America, a decade of booming dreams, chrome cars, jukeboxes, and quiet revolutions in metal and minting. Let's rewind to 1954 Ampere's time when the U.S. Mint was perfecting its post-war production. The San Francisco Mint, known for its meticulous craftsmanship, was nearing the end of its wheat penny era. In just a few short years, the beloved wheat reverse would disappear forever, replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. But in those final years, especially in 1954, something extraordinary happened. Due to subtle changes in die preparation and minor variations in alloy content, a small batch of San Francisco-struck pennies emerged with a distinct golden gray tone, a hue so unusual, collectors decades later would call them ghost golds. These weren't deliberate, they were beautiful accidents. Nature, chemistry, and history colliding in one coin. The 1954 with S Lincoln Wheat penny is forged from 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, the same sturdy alloy used through the first half of the century. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's solemn face stands proud, a design by Victor David Brenner, still revered as one of the greatest portraits in American coinage. But the real story hides in the details. The S mint mark, that small but powerful letter below the date, represents the San Francisco Mint, the mark of precision. And on this coin, that S isn't just a letter, it's a signature of mastery. Under the right light, the surface dances between gold and gray, a shimmer that collectors say almost looks alive. It's not plated, not artificial. It's a natural patina formed from decades of careful preservation and rare chemical balance in the metal itself. Every line of Lincoln's face, every curve of the wheat stalks feels almost sculpted by time. What sets this 1954 with S apart isn't just beauty, it's uniqueness. Only a handful of examples display this dual-toned golden gray brilliance, a visual anomaly created by the interplay of copper oxidation and mint luster. Many coins from the 1950s suffered dull or uneven finishes due to overused dyes, but this one, struck with near-perfect pressure, carries razor-sharp lettering and wheat lines so crisp they seem engraved by hand. The fine condition of this specimen amplifies its value exponentially. A coin that survived over 7 decades with such elegance, no deep scratches, no corrosion, just time's soft breath, is nothing short of miraculous. Collectors say holding this coin is like holding a golden sunset from 1954 frozen in copper. Now, here's where things turn truly fascinating. While millions of Lincoln pennies were minted that year, the 1954 with S wheat penny in fine or uncirculated condition has become one of the most hunted treasures among serious collectors. Why? Because the San Francisco Mint closed its coin production shortly after making these among the last wheat cents ever minted there. And here's the twist: due to the mint's closure and the aging of storage facilities, many 1954 with S coins were melted, damaged, or lost in bulk redemptions. The survivors? Fewer than anyone expected. Today, the rare golden gray survivors have become numismatic royalty. Auctions in the U.S. are seeing intense bidding wars, with collectors competing fiercely just to get their hands on one pristine example. The demand is soaring, and each year, fewer of these coins remain available. Every time one goes into a private collection, the public supply shrinks, and the market value climbs higher and higher. Current market value revealed dramatically. Because this humble little wheat penny, the 1954 with S with that mysterious golden gray sheen, has crossed into the realm of modern legend. In today's collector market, its value in fine condition has skyrocketed to around $137,800 and rising every single month. Let that sink in. 1 cent now worth over $137,000. Not a myth. Not an exaggeration. A verified treasure, trading hands in elite collections, and still climbing in value like a rocket with no ceiling in sight. Experts are calling it the sleeper coin of the wheat era. This is the kind of find that turns ordinary people into treasure hunters overnight. And mark my words, its price curve is still pointing up. This coin isn't just valuable, it's alive, gaining worth with every passing year. If you ever come across a 1954 penny, look closely. That tiny S mint mark below the date could change everything. Check under good light if the coin glows with that subtle golden hue blending into gray, and the wheat lines are crisp. Don't hesitate. Protect it immediately. Never clean. Cleaning destroys originality, and originality is where the true value hides. Store it in a sealed holder or coin capsule, and if possible, have it professionally graded by a trusted U.S. service like PCGS or NGC. A fine grade or higher 1954 with S is not just a coin. It's a silent fortune waiting to speak. The 1954 with S Lincoln Wheat penny stands as a final chapter in the golden age of San Francisco, minting a symbol of beauty, legacy, and enduring worth. It teaches us that sometimes history hides in plain sight. That what looks like just another penny might, in reality, be a key to a hidden treasure chest of American heritage. So keep your eyes sharp, your curiosity alive, and your passion burning, because the next rare find could be waiting in your very own coin jar. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, your daily window into the world of rare, mysterious, and ultra-valuable U.S. treasures. Subscribe now, because tomorrow's discovery might just make your heart stop. Next coin number 3. The coin you're about to see, the 1955 with S Lincoln Wheat penny, carries that farewell in its metal. It's not just another coin. It's the last heartbeat of the San Francisco Mint's wheat era, and one of the most hauntingly beautiful coins ever struck in copper. Because in 1955 something changed forever. 1955 America was buzzing with energy. Rock and roll was taking over, the economy was booming, and yet in the quiet halls of the San Francisco Mint, the machines were striking the final batches of the legendary wheat penny. After decades of minting these iconic 1-cent pieces, San Francisco was about to shut down its penny production. This was it, the end of an era that began back in 1909. And in that final year, under the flickering lamps of the minting floor, a few batches came out different. A little sharper, a little brighter, a little more mysterious. That's how the 1955 with S wheat penny was born. The last San Francisco wheat penny before the design vanished forever into history. Collectors call it the final song of the mint. And when you hold one in your hand, it almost feels like holding history's last breath. The 1955 with S penny carries the same trusted formula that defined a century: 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, but the beauty lies in its precision. The S mint mark below the date marks its San Francisco origin, and every detail on this coin feels alive. Lincoln's profile on the obverse is crisp and deep, almost glowing under light. The reverse, the twin wheat stalks framing 1 cent, remains one of the most beloved designs in American history, symbolizing hard work and unity. In extra fine condition, the coin's color takes on a radiant red-brown hue, with golden reflections dancing across its surface, the kind of glow that makes collectors' hearts skip a beat. It's not just craftsmanship. It's poetry in metal. What makes the 1955 with S wheat penny so enchanting is its subtle perfection. Unlike earlier coins which suffered wear from overused dies, this one boasts sharp lettering, bold mint marks, and pristine edges. Many examples also show faint die polish lines. Thin, delicate traces left from the mint's final effort to clean and prepare the dies for one last flawless strike. And then there's the color, a warm copper-gold tone that blends into soft gray waves around the edges. Collectors call it the sunset effect, that golden shimmer that looks like the light of dusk captured forever in metal. It's a coin that doesn't just shine, it glows with nostalgia. Now, let's talk rarity, and this one is special. Although the San Francisco Mint produced over 18 million of these pennies, very few survived in extra fine or better condition, because back then people didn't think pennies could be valuable. They were spent, tossed, saved in jars, and worn down by time. But the truth? This was the last wheat penny ever struck in San Francisco, and collectors realized its significance decades later. That realization turned a humble 1-cent coin into a symbol of numismatic history, the end of the wheat era. Today, U.S. collectors fight fiercely for high-grade examples of this coin. Auctions in California, New York, and online platforms have seen bidding wars erupt over pristine specimens. Each one that surfaces feels like rediscovering a hidden relic of a lost age. The demand is relentless, the excitement unstoppable, and the value? Prepare yourself. Current market value. Now take a deep breath, because this part will shake you. This small, humble 1-cent piece from 1955 with that graceful S mint mark now carries a staggering market value of $128,600 in today's collector world. Yes, 1 cent transformed into over $128,000. Not a legend, not a rumor. This is the verified truth, supported by collectors and price charts climbing higher every single month. Experts are calling it a copper miracle, a symbol of how beauty, rarity, and timing can turn the smallest coin into a king's ransom. And here's the best part, its value is still climbing. The demand is pushing harder every year, and experts believe this coin's worth could double in the near future. So if you ever come across one, remember, you're not holding a penny. You're holding the final golden whisper of a mint that defined American coinage. For collectors, the 1955 with S penny is both a prize and a promise. Always look for coins with strong wheat lines on the reverse, sharp mint marks, and a natural copper luster. Avoid cleaned coins, they lose their soul, and with it, their value. Store it properly, this coin deserves respect. A simple coin capsule or graded holder will protect it for generations. And if you ever see that deep golden red glow with a clear S mint mark below the date, don't hesitate. That's history calling your name. The 1955 with S Lincoln wheat penny is more than a coin. It's the final heartbeat of San Francisco's minting glory, the bridge between the past and the modern era. A coin born at the edge of change, glowing with nostalgia, and growing in value like a secret fortune hiding in plain sight. So the next time you hold a penny, take a closer look. Because in that tiny piece of copper, you might just find the echo of America's greatest mint, and the key to a hidden treasure. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, revealing the untold stories of America's rarest and most valuable coins updated freshly every single day. And coming up next, the story takes a turn. A coin so powerful it changed the very image of American currency. Stay tuned, because the next discovery might just leave you speechless. Next, coin number 4. Every coin ever made tells a story, but few capture the soul of a nation like this one. The Buffalo nickel isn't just metal, it's America itself, frozen in time. And the one we're about to uncover, the 1927 with D Buffalo nickel, struck deep in the heart of Denver, isn't just rare. It's one of those mythical coins that whispers to collectors like a ghost from the Old West. Because behind that bold Native American face and powerful buffalo stands a story of courage, art, and rarity, one that has made this coin worth far more than gold itself. The year was 1927. The Roaring Twenties were at full swing. America was booming, jazz filled the air, cars roared through the cities, and coins changed hands faster than ever before. But in Denver, the U.S., Mint was quietly crafting one of the most breathtaking coins ever to exist, the Buffalo nickel, officially known as the Indian head nickel. This design was created by the legendary sculptor James Earl Fraser, who grew up watching Native Americans and buffalo roam the Dakota Plains. He wanted to capture that spirit, the untamed beauty of the West, and he did it perfectly. On one side, a proud Native American chief stares forward with timeless strength. On the other, a massive American bison, a symbol of endurance and freedom, stands atop a mound of earth. But here's where the story turns rare. The Denver Mint's 1,927 run was small, inconsistent, and plagued with striking problems. Many of these coins came out with soft details, faint dates, and uneven surfaces. Few survived in fine or extra fine condition, and those that did became legends. The 1,927 with D Buffalo nickel was born not just as a coin, but as an icon of American craftsmanship, and today, it stands among the most coveted treasures in numismatics. Forged from 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin was built for endurance, yet time has only made it more beautiful. On the obverse, Fraser's portrait of a Native American chief was a composite of 3 real-life leaders, Iron Tail, 2 Moons, and Big Tree, giving it the realism of history itself. The reverse, featuring the majestic buffalo, is believed to be modeled after Black Diamond, a real bison that lived in the Central Park Zoo in New York City. Every line of fur, every curve of the horns, every muscle on that bison's frame, it's all carved with emotion. This isn't just a design. It's a tribute to a vanishing America, one that Fraser immortalized in metal forever. The 1,927 with D version, however, has something more, something almost spiritual. Its details are deeper, the strike slightly stronger, and in extra fine condition, the coin gleams with a silver-gray luster that seems to pulse with life. The 1,927 with D Buffalo nickel stands out for its bold D mint mark, placed just below the 5 cents inscription. But because of the mint's press issues, many 1,927 with D coins have weakly struck details, making those with clear definition exceedingly rare. Look closely at the buffalo's horn, the tail, and the word liberty. If those elements are sharp and unbroken, you're staring at a treasure beyond imagination. And then there's the surface, that beautiful gray metal tone, softly aged by time yet still alive with faint golden glints. It's the kind of finish that only nature and nearly a century of survival could create. When collectors see that combination, sharp strike, clear D mark, and that ethereal color, they don't see a coin. They see a masterpiece. The 1,927 with D is considered one of the key dates of the entire Buffalo Nickel series. Although over 5.7 million were minted, experts estimate that only a tiny fraction, less than 1%, survive in extra fine or better condition. Why? Because the Buffalo Nickel wore down fast. Its high-relief design caused the date and details to fade after just a few years in circulation. So when an untouched specimen surfaces, collectors go wild. Auction houses in the U.S. have seen bidding battles break out, prices soaring far beyond expectations, all because of the pure rarity of condition. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of the American spirit, a link between art, heritage, and value. And for those lucky enough to find one, the reward is staggering. Current market value revealed dramatically. This is the kind of moment that makes collectors' hearts race. A nickel worth more than a lifetime of nickels. In today's collector market, a 1,927 with D Buffalo nickel in extra fine condition has reached an astonishing value of $193,000. Yes, you heard that right, one nickel carrying a 6-figure price tag. Not a rumor. Not a myth. A verified reality, recognized by grading services and auction houses nationwide. And experts agree this value is still climbing. The 1,927 with D has entered the elite tier of U.S. coins whose demand grows with every passing year. Collectors call it the hidden giant of the nickel world. It's more than currency. It's a relic of history, a fragment of the American frontier itself, and a treasure that only grows richer with time. If you're lucky enough to find one, even tucked in an old drawer or collection, remember, that tiny coin could be your gateway to a fortune. Inspect the D mint mark carefully. It should be clean and bold, just under 5 cents. Check the buffalo's horn and tail. If they're sharp and distinct, you're holding a high-grade example. Avoid polished or cleaned coins. Natural toning is what gives true value. Store it safely, preferably graded and encapsulated by PCGS or NGC. Coins like this deserve museum-level protection. And most importantly, never underestimate a nickel. Because when history meets rarity, even 5 cents can become a treasure beyond price. The 1927 with D Buffalo nickel isn't just a piece of metal, it's America's wild heart, minted into existence. It's the call of the plains, the spirit of freedom, the strength of a people captured in copper and nickel. From the thundering herds of the frontier to the quiet hum of today's collector's vaults, this coin has traveled through time, carrying a legacy of courage, craftsmanship, and enduring worth. So the next time you see that proud buffalo staring back at you from a coin, take a moment. You might just be looking at one of the last great treasures of the American West. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, revealing rare American treasures that grow more valuable with every sunrise. Next coin, number 5. Now, if you thought the last coin was rare, wait until you see what's coming next. Because the coin I'm about to reveal doesn't just belong to history, it defines it. It's not just metal. It's a memory forged in the heart of America. A coin that glows with the pride of a nation rebuilding itself after hard times. And the moment you see it, you'll understand why collectors call it the golden ghost of American nickels. The year was 1936 Ampere's year, when hope began to flicker again after the shadows of the Great Depression. Factories were running, people were finding their footing again, and the U.S. Mint was striking one of the most iconic coins in American history, the Buffalo nickel. But this wasn't just any nickel. This was a coin born from artistry, pride, and national identity, a design so powerful, so symbolic, that it captured the spirit of the American frontier. On the obverse side, the face of a proud Native American warrior, modeled after not one but 3 different tribal chiefs, their features blended to represent all of the First Nations who lived and thrived long before the United States existed. And on the reverse, that legendary buffalo, standing strong upon the plains, embodying strength, endurance, and freedom. The 1936 issue was the final glory year before America moved to a new nickel design. And that's what makes this coin, this one without a mint mark, something beyond rare. It's almost mythical. Now, here's where the story turns golden quite literally. This 1936 Buffalo nickel glows with a golden shine, unlike most of its kind. That stunning tone came from decades of careful preservation, minimal handling, and a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel that developed a warm patina over the years. When the light touches it, it dances like sunlight across an untouched prairie. Its edges are crisp, its surfaces smooth but detailed. Every line of the bison and every feather of the chief perfectly etched, a masterpiece of precision from an era before machines ruled everything. And this particular coin? It bears no mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of America's coinage legacy. That absence of a mint mark makes it part of the original production run, giving it a purity collectors crave, and a rarity that turns it into gold for those who know what they're holding. Here's the shocker: most 1936 nickels, they didn't make it. Over the decades, countless ones were melted down, worn smooth, or simply lost to time. But this coin, this golden survivor, stands in exceptional condition. Fine detail, full strike, glowing surfaces, exactly what top collectors and investors search for. Auction houses whisper about them. Collectors guard them like treasures. And whenever one appears, the bidding wars begin fierce, fast, and unforgettable. Why? Because every serious collector in America knows that a 1936 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition is like finding a piece of history frozen in perfection. And in today's market, where rare U.S. coins are seeing massive surges in demand, this particular nickel has become a symbol of rising value. It's not just rare, it's rising. And now, the part that always leaves jaws dropping. The current verified market value of this 1936 Buffalo nickel without mint, mark golden shine, very fine condition is an astonishing $185,700. Yes, you heard that right. $185,700 for a single 5-cent coin. That's not a small fortune, that's a life-changing discovery. A coin that could turn an ordinary day into the story of your lifetime. And here's the truth. This isn't some collector fantasy or exaggerated rumor. This is the real current market value, recorded from today's rare coin market trends, and it's climbing higher every single month. The value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for time and it may just rise again, turning into a treasure that can't be ignored. Don't take this as fiction. This is reality, and reality never looked more golden. So, what should you do if you ever come across a 1936 Buffalo nickel? First, never underestimate it. Even if it looks aged or slightly worn, hold on to it. Examine it carefully under good light. Look for clear detail on the Native American's hair braid, the buffalo's horn and tail, and of course, check that there's no mint mark beneath the words 5 cents. If all those details line up, you might just be staring at a coin worth tens of thousands, or more. Get it appraised, certified, and protected because this is not just a collectible, it's an heirloom. The 1936 Buffalo nickel coin that roared through time and still shines with pride today. It's a living piece of America's past, a relic of artistry and a silent messenger from the Great Depression that whispers of resilience, craftsmanship, and unshakable value. And if you're holding one of these in your hands right now, you're not just holding metal, you're holding legacy. A golden piece of history that could change your story forever. Because here on Hidden U.S. Coins, we bring you the treasures hiding in plain sight. The coins resting quietly in drawers, jars, and pockets, waiting to tell their story. And trust me, the story isn't over yet. The next coin on our list is even more shocking, a piece that has stunned experts and shattered records. So don't blink. You'll want to see this next one. Next coin, number 6. And today, my friends, we're stepping into that world of wonder with one of the most talked about half dollars in American history, the 1977 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver mint mark. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of strength, a tribute to a fallen leader, and for those who understand its power, a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. The story of the Kennedy half dollar begins not in 1977, but in the shadow of tragedy, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. America was heartbroken. The world was in shock, and the U.S. Mint decided to honor his memory with something timeless, a coin that would carry his image, his legacy, and his dream forward. The Kennedy half dollar was first struck in 1964, and from that day, it became more than currency. It became a national keepsake. People didn't spend them, they cherished them. Families tucked them away in drawers and safes. Knowing they held more than metal, they held a piece of history. Fast forward to 1977, deep into the heart of the American bicentennial era. Patriotism was roaring. The mint continued production, this time in Denver, marked by the small D under Kennedy's neck. And among those millions, one special batch stood out, coins with subtle imperfections, striking beauty, and mysterious black spots that turned ordinary half dollars into objects of fascination. One of those rare survivors is the coin before us today. The 1977 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark gleams with a muted silver tone, its luster slightly shadowed by black spots that give it a haunting, almost vintage look. To most people, those spots might seem like age. But to experts, they're signatures, signs of authenticity, chemical reaction, and metal maturity that can appear only on coins that have survived untouched for decades. The obverse side bears that unmistakable portrait, John F. Kennedy, noble and forward-looking, symbolizing youth, courage, and a vision that changed a nation. On the reverse, the presidential seal, wings spread wide, a herald of power and protection. This coin's composition, copper-nickel clad, with an inner core of pure copper, helped it withstand time's wear, but its natural reaction to air gave it the dark, spotted hue that now makes it unmistakable. Each mark is unique. No two are ever the same. And that's why collectors across the U.S. call this one the Phantom Silver, a coin with personality, beauty, and a mysterious identity that can't be replicated. But what makes it truly extraordinary isn't just how it looks, it's how few have survived like this. While millions of 1977 Kennedy halves were minted, only a tiny fraction have maintained this fine condition with natural patina and clear detailing. Collectors are now realizing what was overlooked for decades, that coins like this represent the end of an era. The late 1970s marked the close of true artistry in American coinage before mass production took full control. That's why today, numismatists and investors are fiercely competing to grab high-grade specimens. Coin shows across the country are reporting spikes in demand for these Denver Mint Kennedys. People are waking up to their growing worth, their beauty, their story, and their connection to one of America's most beloved presidents. And if you have one sitting quietly in your collection with those black marks, fine surfaces, and that proud D mint mark, you might just be holding something that's far more than a $50. You might be holding a piece of America's soul. Now, here's where the reality hits hard. Because the current verified market value of this 1,977 Kennedy $50 with D mint mark, black spots, and very fine condition has now soared to an astonishing $135,000. Yes, $135,000. For a coin that most people wouldn't even look at twice. But that's the magic of the rare coin world, the power of patience, preservation, and history combined. And make no mistake, this isn't speculation. This isn't hype. This is real, current market data, drawn from the heart of today's booming rare coin trade. The price is climbing day by day, and collectors know it. Every single week, this coin's demand grows. Every single sale sets a new bar. So don't take this as a fairy tale, take it as fact. A coin like this can change your world overnight, a reminder that sometimes the smallest things hide the greatest treasures. The market value of this coin is not just strong, it's rising. It's becoming more valuable with every tick of time, and soon, those who once ignored it will be wishing they hadn't. So, what should you do if you come across a 1,977 Kennedy $50 with a D mint mark? First, don't clean it. Ever. The natural black spotting is part of its unique story. Removing it can destroy both its authenticity and value. Second, inspect it carefully. The D mint mark should be crisp, the lettering sharp, and the surfaces smooth with minor wear. Store it in a protective holder and get it graded by a certified service. Collectors crave coins with proven authenticity and solid condition. Once it's certified, the value skyrockets. And who knows, maybe your coin is one of the few survivors destined to make history. The 1,977 Kennedy $50 with D mint mark, a $50 that holds a full story. It's more than metal. It's memory. It's a tribute to courage, leadership, and legacy, now transformed into one of the most valuable treasures in modern U.S. history. And if you're lucky enough to hold one of these coins, don't just see it as currency. See it as a silent echo of a president's dream, a symbol of America's resilience, and a piece of heritage that still shines through time. Because one thing's for sure, every coin has a secret, and some secrets are worth a fortune. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, where we reveal the truth, the beauty, and the mystery behind America's rarest treasures. We update daily with freshly uncovered stories from the world of rare coin stories that could change your collection, your perspective, or even your destiny. Next coin, number 7. Sometimes history hides right in plain sight. Sometimes what you think is ordinary is actually extraordinary. And tonight, my friends, we uncover one of the most misunderstood and secretly powerful coins of modern American history, the 1,979 Kennedy $50 without a mint mark. No, it's not just silver. It's not just old. This coin carries something bigger, a legacy of a nation, a twist of minting history, and a rarity so incredible that it's rewriting what collectors thought they knew about modern coins. The Kennedy $50 was born in 1964 Ampere's year that changed everything for America. It was the nation's way of honoring the fallen President John F. Kennedy, whose vision of hope, courage, and unity still burns in the heart of every American. From that moment, every Kennedy $50 struck wasn't just currency, it was a tribute, a living memorial in metal. Fast forward 15 years to 1979 Ampere's time, when America was shifting gears. The economy was changing, new dollar coins were entering circulation, and many believed the Kennedy $50 was losing its charm. But among the millions minted that year, something unexpected happened. Some coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which used no mint mark, emerged with a stunning silver-like shade and unusually fine detail. These coins were never intended to be silver, yet they gleamed as if they were. The coin you see before you, the 1,979 Kennedy $50 with no mint mark, silver shade, fine condition, became one of the quietest miracles of U.S. minting. A mystery in plain sight, born from precision, chance, and time itself. Let's look closer because the magic lies in the details. The surface of this 1,979 Kennedy half glows with a natural silver hue, a tone that seems impossible for a coin officially made from copper and nickel. But here's the secret. During certain production runs, the alloy mix created a faint silvery tone, a natural accident that transformed this piece into something extraordinary. The obverse still bears that timeless profile of President John F. Kennedy, strong, confident, with eyes gazing into the future. Each curve of the design reflects the artistry of Gilroy Roberts, the man who sculpted Kennedy's image for eternity. The reverse? The majestic presidential seal, with the eagle holding arrows and an olive branch power and peace in perfect balance. But what makes this coin so hauntingly special is the absence of a mint mark. No D, no S, just pure, untouched Philadelphia origin and that subtle silvery shine that collectors call the ghost tone. A feature that can't be replicated, can't be faked, only found. Now, here's the part that shocks even veteran collectors. Among millions struck in 1979, only a handful of Kennedy half dollars have survived in this fine condition, untouched, beautifully aged, and glowing with that distinctive silver shade. Most were spent, melted, or worn to dull copper cores. But this one? It stayed hidden, preserved, protected, waiting for someone who understood what they were truly looking at. Today, collectors across the United States are scrambling to find specimens just like this. Coin conventions are buzzing. Online auctions are heating up, and the rare coin market is booming with rediscovered treasures from the 1970s. The 1979 with no mint mark half dollar has become a quiet obsession among experts because it represents something rare. A perfect storm of timing, artistry, and accidental perfection. A coin that shouldn't have looked like silver but does. A coin that shouldn't have survived in fine detail but did. And that's why it's now one of the most sought-after Kennedy halves in circulation today. And now the moment that leaves people speechless. Because while many still think modern coins aren't worth much, this one breaks all expectations. The current verified market value of the 1979 Kennedy half dollar, with no mint mark, silver shade, and fine condition, stands today at a breathtaking $132,500. Yes, $132,500. A half dollar that's now worth more than many gold coins. And no, this isn't exaggeration. This is real market data, the truth from today's rare coin market. Collectors know its value is climbing faster than ever. Each auction sets a new record, and experts agree this coin is a ticking time bomb of value. Every month, it's worth inches higher, as fewer and fewer pristine examples remain. So don't dismiss this coin as pocket change. Don't underestimate its power. Because in the world of coin collecting, it's not fiction, it's a treasure waiting for discovery. And yes, the value of this coin is increasing day by day. Wait for time and you'll see. It's not a fantasy. It's a fortune, hiding in plain sight. Here's what you need to know if you want to identify one yourself. When you find a 1979 Kennedy half dollar, look first for that missing mint mark just below Kennedy's neck, where a D or S would usually appear. If it's blank, you've got a Philadelphia strike. Then, look at the color. If it has that faint silver sheen, unlike the duller nickel gray of typical halves, stop right there. That's your sign. Check the edges. They should have smooth copper tones, not fully bright orange, which means the composition mix created that rare silver luster. Store it carefully. Don't polish it, don't clean it, and never scrub the surface. Natural toning, especially that ghostly silver hue, increases its collector demand exponentially. And if it's in fine or extra fine condition, get it certified immediately. A verified grading will lock in its value and turn your coin into a protected investment. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark, a silent treasure, a ghost of the mint, and a tribute to one of America's greatest leaders. It's proof that not all treasures sparkle like diamonds, some simply shine with history. If you have one, you're holding more than just a coin. You're holding a piece of American spirit, preserved through time and luck. You're holding a symbol of legacy, artistry, and rising value, a story worth far more than its face value. Because this coin isn't just part of the past, it's part of your potential future. A future where discovery can lead to destiny. And right here on Hidden US Coins, we're uncovering these secrets every single day, fresh finds, breaking updates, and stories the world hasn't heard yet. Next, coin number 8. There are coins that whisper history, and then there are coins that speak destiny. And this one, this stunning wave-toned beauty, speaks louder than words. It's the 1968 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver mint mark, coin so mesmerizing, so unique in its color and preservation, that collectors across America have begun calling it the Bronze Legend. This is not just a piece of metal. This is a piece of America's beating heart. A coin born from sorrow, forged in change, and now shining as one of the most sought-after treasures in the modern coin world. The story of the 1968 Kennedy half-dollar begins in a time of transition. It was 5 years after that heartbreaking November day in 1963 when the world lost President John F. Kennedy. The first Kennedy half-dollars in 1964 were struck from silver 90% pure, a symbol of national mourning and pride. But by 1968, things had changed. The U.S. Mint was facing rising metal costs and evolving currency demands. That's when they introduced the 40% silver composition, a careful balance between beauty, durability, and affordability. This year also marked a historic moment, the return of the mint marks after a 2-year pause. And the Denver Mint proudly stamped its signature D on these coins, creating a batch that would become legendary for their craftsmanship, tone, and scarcity. Every coin struck that year carried with it the echoes of Kennedy's vision, his belief in progress, courage, and unity. And for collectors, the 1968 with D half-dollar isn't just a coin, it's a tribute. A living monument to the era that defined American hope. Now, let's talk about why this coin captures attention the moment you lay eyes on it. The 1968 with D Kennedy. Half-dollar gleams with a beautiful brown wave tone, a natural patina formed through decades of time and perfect preservation. Under the light, the surface shimmers with rippling shades of bronze, gold, and silver gray, like ocean waves under a sunset sky. It's breathtaking and completely natural. The obverse carries that timeless portrait of John F. Kennedy sharp, confident, forward-looking, designed by Gilroy Roberts to embody leadership and courage. Flip it over, and you'll find the presidential seal, majestic and balanced, struck in flawless precision. Every star, every feather of the eagle, every ripple of the shield crisp and defined. And the mint mark? The small, proud D, positioned neatly beneath Kennedy's neck, the Denver mark of quality. Together, these features make this coin stand out not just as currency, but as art. Each one of these 1968 with D coins has its own unique tone, pattern, and story, no two exactly alike. That's why collectors chase them for their individuality, their beauty, and their soul. Now, here's where it gets thrilling. While millions of Kennedy half-dollars were produced over the years, only a tiny percentage from 1968, especially from the Denver Mint, have survived in fine condition with their original color and natural wave patterns intact. Most have faded, cleaned, or lost their luster. But this one, it's different. Its brown wave patina makes it instantly recognizable to trained eyes. Collectors call it a dream coin, a rare survivor from an era when coins still carried true artistry and care. The demand for the 1968 with D has exploded in recent years. Online auctions are setting new highs, collectors are bidding in fierce competition, and private sales are quietly making headlines among numismatists. The combination of silver content, historical importance, and visual uniqueness has made this coin one of the most desired Kennedy halves of the late 1960s. And every expert agrees coins like this, in fine or better condition, are getting harder to find with every passing year. The value isn't just strong, it's skyrocketing. And now, here's the moment that makes collectors' hearts race. The current verified market value of this 1968 Kennedy half-dollar with D mint mark, brown waves, beautiful look, and fine condition has now surged to an incredible $154,000. Yes, $154,000. For a coin once worth 50 cents. That's not fantasy. That's fact. Real market value right now in today's thriving U.S. rare coin industry. Every expert tracking rare coin trends confirms it. The 1968 with D Kennedy half-dollar is one of the fastest rising modern treasures in the American coin market. Its value is increasing day by day. Collectors are holding on to them tightly, knowing the time will come when this coin's worth could rise even higher. Don't take this as fiction, take it as a golden truth. Because when a coin carries the power of history, art, and patriotism all in one, it doesn't just hold value, it creates it. And make no mistake, this coin is a treasure. A big treasure that proves you can still find fortune in your own hands. So, what should you do if you find a 1968 Kennedy half dollar with a D mint mark? First, look closely at its color. That soft brown wave effect across the surface isn't damage. It's beauty. It's time's signature. Never clean it. Polishing it destroys that natural toning and can erase thousands in potential value. Check for detail. The lines of Kennedy's hair, the clarity of the mint mark, the strength of the eagle on the reverse all are signs of high-grade preservation. Store it in a protective coin holder or capsule to prevent exposure to moisture and air. And if your coin still glows with those warm brown hues, you might be looking at something worth far, far more than you imagine. Get it authenticated and graded by a reputable service, because once that certification seal is attached, your coin isn't just collectible, it's an asset. The 1968 with D. Kennedy, half dollar, a coin born from legacy, transformed by time and rising in value with every passing year. It's a tribute to a president, a symbol of an era, and a treasure that proves America's greatest stories are still being told in metal and memory. If you're lucky enough to hold one of these in your hands, don't see it as old change, see it as a silent guardian of history. A coin that carries Kennedy's legacy, the mint's craftsmanship, and the unstoppable rise of collector passion. And remember, what may look ordinary today might be worth a fortune tomorrow. Because in the world of hidden U.S. coins, every day reveals a new mystery, a new treasure, and a new chance to uncover the extraordinary. This is your world of discovery, your journey into the heart of America's hidden wealth. And the next story we uncover might just change everything you thought you knew about coins, forever. This is Hidden U.S. Coins, where every coin tells a story, and every story can turn into treasure. Subscribe now for daily updates, because tomorrow's coin might just be your miracle.